We're in bad shape. A lot of medications, like he says, lack of exercise, obesity. That's our generation, boomers. Are you one of the people I'm talking about here? I bet you are. I see people on a weekly basis who come in to see me for a consultation. I haven't exercised in 30, 40 years. I should have done something a long time ago. I've got all these health issues. What do I do? Make changes. Make changes. And then we get to this stuff here. Why elderly people should lift weights. New study shows encouraging benefits. Says here, nowadays lifting weights is so easy your grandma can do it. Well, they don't. A new study published in the Human Kinetics Journal studied resistance training exercises for older individuals between their 60s and 90s. Researchers noticed significant improvements in the participants during a 12 weeks supervised training period. You get that term? Supervised. It's often assumed that the old, or say people past the age of 80s, are less likely to be able to gain muscle mass and strength. Luke Van Loon, a professor at Maastricht University and senior author of the study, told the Washington Post. But that didn't stop Loon from furthering his research. Muscle tissue is constantly turning over as long as we live, he said. So why shouldn't an octogenarian muscle strength and grow as well as in the 60s? The study's results found that individuals aged 85 and older gain relatively more strength and muscle mass compared to the younger group between the 60s and 70s. On average, they increased their muscle mass by 11% and strength by 46%, in contrast to the younger volunteers who added 10% more muscle and 38% more strength. That's because they lost more muscle as they get older. So you're more able to put more of that muscle back on. But unfortunately, the elderly population, we fall in that category. I'm 68. They call you elderly. We don't do anything, particularly resistance training, because when you do resistance training, you need supervision. You need someone working with you to make sure you do the exercises correctly. Unfortunately, many out there don't have that. I told one of my classes past week, she says how much she enjoys coming to see me. She's in my age group. I said, it's like this. You have an appointment to be trained. You don't have all these people standing around looking at you or tying up the machines. The environment that we have in all the gyms we have today, there's gyms everywhere. You have one on every corner. They're not set up for people in our age. They just aren't. Sorry to tell you that. They aren't. Go in, you'll see what the average age is, probably 20s, 30s, maybe into the 40s. You'll see a few older people there, but not many. Particularly at the time of day when all the young ones are around, they're not going to be there. The environment's too intimidating. But we need to be doing this stuff. We need to be active. It has anti-aging benefits too, which I don't talk often enough about. Because of the different hormones in the body, how it affects our skin. That's why people that are active, particularly those who do resistance training, look younger. Physically and also facially. Now, you're not going to stop aging, but you can slow it down a lot.